Hi folks, Jason here from West Coast Gardens. It's winter time and it is time to put together your fresh greens arrangements. What we have here is an alternative to a traditional wreath, almost like a swag, hanging, perfect for those lamps by your garage door. The first step we're going to do is take this garland and we're going to cut it into 3-foot lengths using some wire cutters. And I'm going to make sure they're all flowing the same way. The next step is to take all 3 pieces, take your ends, and we're going to bind them together with some wire. So the next step is we're going to take all 3 pieces and we're going to braid them. This helps with keeping it a firm, full look. The next step is to attach all the 3 ends together at the bottom using some wire from your paddle. It's easier to take the wire off your paddle, cut off a piece about 12 inches long so you have enough to work with. Find the center of each garland and weave your wire through, grabbing all 3 lengths. The next step, hold up your garland and fluff out all the ends, making sure they're all flowing down nice and neat. The next step is to make these little accent bunches to add into your garland for real interest. To build these bunches, we're using Oregonia, white pine, incense cedar, and magnolia. The key point here is to have the wire at the back of the bunch. When you add it in, it's easier to assemble. When working with the magnolia, it's the brown side that's the interesting side. Make sure you flip them up before you add them to your garland. So once you've added in your bunch, push the wires through to the back, twist it off to make it tight, and trim off with wire cutters any excess wire. The next step is to add the hook to your piece. This is a heavy wire that's covered in raffia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this wire, bring it up and around, and secure it down. And next I'm going to create my loop to stand over top. You can do any length that you want depending on where you're going to hang it. For this purpose, I'm just going to have about a 3-inch loop. Next step is I'm going to take some wire and I'm just going to nice tight wraps around and finish it off by twisting the wire for a good secure fit. This should hold no problem. Trim off the excess. And a few more tight wraps with your heavy wire. Finish it off on the inside, and we're going to cover all of this with some fresh moss. The next step is to use some sphagnum moss, trimming off a nice section so that you can wrap all your mechanics with something green. I'm going to pull it right tight, trim off any excess, and wrap it right around. Don't worry about it looking scruffy, we're going to trim that up after. Take another piece of wire, and you're gently going to make one loop, pulling it tight, and then finishing it off in the back by twisting the wire and then trimming it off. I'm going to do a second wire near the top just to secure it. Once again, wrapping it around once and then twisting off in the back to secure it. This should hold it in place. Grab a pair of scissors and gently trim to shape the moss so it doesn't look too scruffy looking. For those of you who love pine cones, try adding some into your arrangements. Try something different this winter.